Now, there is a lot that we can say about this very successful creator, language expert, fluent speaker of all sorts of languages when it comes to Asia, of course. Apart from discussing her skills, by the way, I'm a big fan. I really like Oriental Pearl. I think she makes very fun content, and her language skills are unquestionable. She's really good at Japanese. She's really good at Mandarin Chinese, which is quite impressive since oftentimes you will have a creator who focuses on Japanese, aka Matt versus Japan or Dogen, and they are really good at it. You'll have a creator who focuses on Mandarin Chinese, whether it be the very famous Xiaoma or whether it be Dashan and creators like that. But she is really fluent in both. She's really, really impressive. Regardless of her language skills, which we will examine a little bit, we'll see what vocabulary she uses, how she speaks, how her pronunciation is. We'll do all of that. This is her husband, by the way, and I think he looks really cool. She's married to a Japanese, but he has this very, what could you say, like professor look. I really think he looks really cool. Anyways, she has a lot of different types of videos. A few reacts would be nice on this channel. Today, we're kind of talking about her in general and my personal opinion about her content, about her as a fellow language speaker, as a teacher, because a lot of her videos are teaching classes. Like she teaches you, as you can see, absolute beginner Japanese animation. Like she teaches you Japanese. I don't know if she has Mandarin Chinese lessons, maybe. She does, of course, have those videos that are similar to Xiaoma's, whereby she's like, oh, people are impressed that I speak their language. I understand them when they're talking about me. She has these videos, but she doesn't only do that. I guess she does those because first, I imagine they're fun to film, but also because of, they are very successful videos usually, but that's not all she does. And she also has some interesting discussion when it comes to the idea of being a native Japanese speaker, but not looking like one. And these videos could be considered slightly controversial. I don't think they should be. I think it's a very interesting perspective, the idea of being mixed raced in Japan, or the idea of how the Japanese, which are wonderful people, by the way, very polite, but how they tend to react when someone looks European or looks African or African American or looks whatever the heck, Indian, but they are actually native speakers. There is a lot that can be said about this, positive and negative, also depending on the person. So I appreciate that she's presenting these ideas and sort of letting these people speak and share their very valid experiences. So I appreciate that. But let's talk, since we mentioned the word controversial, let's talk about this, because I know for a fact, I mean, if you watch this, please let me know if I'm wrong, but I just know 99.9% you got attacked because of this name. And the reason why I say that is because I got attacked. Even though I don't have it in my actual channel name, I got attacked because of the name of the university I graduated from. Because of course I do speak Japanese and Mandarin. I think we're very similar when it comes to our level of Japanese, but her Mandarin is definitely better than mine. I graduated from a university called l'Università Orientale di Napoli. Let me show you. Yeah, now it's called Università di Napoli l'Orientale. They swapped the order of the words like 5 times just when I was a student. So yeah, this is the last one, I guess. But as you can see, l'Orientale, it's everywhere. That's the name of my university. So even when I was like a few years ago, I was making more linguistic content, and now I make it here. Every time I mention, oh yeah, I'm an Orientalist. That's what I am. One of the titles that you could say I have. I graduated from the Oriental. I tried to translate it, and I got a lot of attacks. People really got mad. Although when I say people, I just mean Anglophones, just to be specific here. No Spanish, no Hispanic, no European, since I said Spanish, no Japanese, Chinese, no one complained, but Americans and English people do tend, not everyone, I love Americans. I'm married to one, not trying to attack anyone, but I'm saying the sort of attacks I received were coming from the Anglophone perspective. And they were saying, why are you using this racist, updated, wrong term to insult people? I'm like, I'm not insulting anyone. I'm not hating. I learned 2 Asian languages. You think I have a problem with Asians? Obviously not. But why do they say that? They say that because of this. So Oriental, as a word, has 2 possible connotations. It can be used as an adjective and it can be used as a noun in English. Now, if you use it as an adjective, it means of, from, or characteristic of Asia, especially East Asia, for instance, Oriental rugs, to, of a pearl or other jewel, Orient, and of course, Oriental Pearl is her name. So clearly, she's using it as an adjective. Nothing wrong with that. But if you use it as a noun in English, it has a pejorative connotation if you use it to talk about a person of East Asian descent. So if you call someone this, then it's deemed offensive in English. Now, once again, of course, when I'm talking about my university, I'm not using it in the offensive term. So it's ridiculous that people get offended by that and try to language police what we say. And in the way she's using it, I think the way she means it is the same way that we mean it in Italian. Because, mind you, the reason why I'm focusing on Anglophone in English is because in Italian, and I imagine in Spanish, let me know in the comments, or in French, let me know in the comments, but in Italian, this has no negative connotation whatsoever. There is no way to use this word disparagingly. You can't do it, not in Italian. So in my first language, my native language, if I say Orientale, I only mean it as something not only Far Eastern, China, Korea, Japan, that's usually what you mean by this, but it also comes with positive ideas of mystery and exotic. All of that is also part of this word. So if anything, Orientale has positive connotations in Italian. In English, unfortunately, it seems like that if you use it in a certain way, it could have negative connotations, and obviously it's not the way I mean it. I think both me and Oriental Pearl both agree that the countries in Far East Asia are so intriguing and so interesting from a historical standpoint, from a linguistic standpoint, from a cultural standpoint, and therefore we only mean it in a positive sense. But I guarantee that she got attacked because of this word. I guarantee.